authority. Congress makes the laws, our courts interpret laws. The executive branch leads and enforces the laws. The creation of a nation with states cooperation needs our participation so that we, the people, keep the land we love, because we, the people, are America.
We the people, together united we stand. We the children, giving each other a hand. We the nation, we can be proud of this land that we live in. We the people, together united we stand. We the soldiers, giving each other a hand. We the judges, we can be proud of this legislation we live in. We the people.
Me too. Some friends over here said I really like that song, and I agree. It just makes me feel good. Okay, guys, let's get out our social studies notes. We're going to do a little review. Then I'm going to read you a story. I'm going to read you a story, and then you're going to do a little crossword puzzle. A little crossword puzzle. I do my best. Okay, so I am going to turn to page 56. Page 56 to review what we've talked about. We're going to hear it again. Okay. And I apologize. This one and on our folders got a little eaten. So I'm holding mine like this. I'm flattening it this way so I can see it. Okay. The U.S. Constitution is the, put in all caps, plan of the U.S. government. It's our plan. It's how we gonna make this thing work. Okay. It's written in 3 parts. The first part is the preamble. It tells the goals and purpose of the government. We're going to be zooming in on a book about the preamble in just a minute. We'll zoom that in a little bit better too. Sorry, guys. So I have filled in 3 blanks. The U.S. Constitution is the plan of the U.S. government. It's written in 3 parts. The first part is the preamble. It tells the goals and purpose of the government, what we want the government to do for us. Okay. Number 2 is the articles. It sets up we talked about it yesterday, the federal system. So the federal system divided the power between the national government, the state government, and the local government. So this is a bit of a review of what we talked about yesterday. So the article set up our federal system, which divides power between federal, state, and local. And we talked about we don't need the president to come and talk to Haven about her speeding tickets she got going down Barfield Crescent Road. Okay. Don't need the president to come, right? I was just kidding. So that's one thing that the articles do, is set up the federal system, which is dividing the power between the big one, national or federal, the state, that's the state we live in, and local, which would be like our city or our county. Okay. It also, as well as, sets up the 3 branches of government. And we're going to be zooming in on those more tomorrow when we talk. Okay. And the third part is the amendments. Amend. When you mend something, you fix it if it's broken. If you've ever had a broken bone, it probably got a cast on it, so it could mend. Amend is if something's broken and something needs to be changed. We can do that to the Constitution. Amendments. I said yesterday, the founding fathers, when they were writing the Constitution, were riding on horses. There weren't any cars. There were not cell phones. There were no TVs. But they realized that the world was going to change, which was pretty smart. They didn't think this is the way it's always going to be, and everybody better would do what I say. They realized that their children and their children's children, that things were going to change. And they knew that there needed to be a system in place to make changes to the Constitution, because it needed to change and be for the people. And we Americans are not the same people. We are not the same as we were back in 1787. Okay. So the amendments or changes to the Constitution. So I'm going to pause, give you a chance to catch up if you're a little behind. So again, back up at the top, the U.S. Constitution is the plan of the U.S. government. It's written in 3 parts. The first part is called the preamble. It tells the goals and purposes. The second part is the articles. It sets up the federal system, and it also sets up the 3 branches of government. And the third part is called the amendments, which are changes to the Constitution. The first 10 changes had to happen before everyone would sign it. The dudes that were sitting there said, I need some things guaranteed in the Constitution before I will sign it. I want these changes added now. And those first 10 are known as the Bill of Rights. They wanted to make sure certain rights were protected by the Constitution, that they could not be taken away. Okay. And they're known as the Bill of Rights. So this is where we're headed in our coming weeks as we learn about our government. We're going to zoom in on part 1 today, the preamble. Then we're going to zoom in on the articles, and we'll zoom in on the amendments and the Bill of Rights as we go forward, okay? All righty. That was a review of the parts of the Constitution. Now I'm going to share a book with you about the preamble to help you understand some of the words in it, okay? I'm going to flip back a page, and we're going to sing the other song that has the preamble in it. Schoolhouse Rock one. Let's see if we can learn some of those words of our preamble with a little music.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government?
So on page 55,
about the Constitution.
when it gets to the chorus, that's the preamble.
Hey, learn about the USA. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for
Keeping people free.
The USA was just starting out, a whole brand new country. And so our people spelled it out, the things that we should be. And they put those principles down on paper and called it the Constitution. And it's been helping us run our country ever since then. The first part of the Constitution is called the preamble and tells
Ready?
what those founding fathers set out to do.
Here we go.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers all sat down and wrote a list of principles that's known the world around. goes like this.
Here we go.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. To ourselves and our posterity do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. For the United States of America.
All right, guys. The book that I want to share with you, I showed you earlier, is called We the Kids, because that uses the words of the preamble. I'm going to zoom way out. It uses the words of the preamble from the point of view of these kids here. Okay. So We the Kids. I love David Catrell and his pictures. I always think they're so cute and hilarious looking. So you can already kind of make some inferences about what's going on with these kids. We got a little puppy doggy here. We got this looks like a sleeping bag, and that might give you an idea. I like the fact that he even has a quill and ink there, because that's how the Constitution would have been written. They did not have erasers or pencils. So when they were writing it, if they messed up, they had to start all over. Can you imagine? We're so spoiled now. Here is our flag. And in the corner, it says, for best results, unfurl and let fly. So to get the best results from the flag, you got to unfurl it. That means unroll it and let it fly. And then there's a little dog tail wagging. Flap, 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 flap. And the dog apparently got into the quill and ink as well. It would have been quite messy. Yes. At the beginning of this, it does go through each part and explain what each part means. But we're going to use our inferencing skills in the pictures. But there's some of our founding fathers sketched out by Catrell. James Madison, George Washington, and Ben Franklin would be some of the dudes standing there. Alrighty, here's how it starts. We the people of the United States. So we the people of the United States. That means all of us here. If you're in this country, you are the people of the United States. So that's us sitting here right now. And it's also these kids. There's 3 kids here. They are looking at a map. Over here, we have the dog. And he looks like he's got quite a bit upon his back there.
The dog's not even
You look at his eye. He's like, oh. Okay. So he's doing some heavy lifting for all the peoples. Okay. In order to form a more perfect union. That means when we come together and are united, we want it to be a peaceful union. We want to get along with each other. Okay. Remember under the Articles, we did not get along with each other. It was wimpy. It did not work. So they're writing this Constitution and they're saying in order to form a more perfect union, because the last one didn't work. So these kids look real excited. They have found their place. They're working together. And the dog is struggling to carry the pack up the mountain. Looks like one of the kids might be helping him out a little bit. Maybe. Okay. So we the people coming together to make this better. Okay. More perfect union. We come and make it better for everybody. Okay. All righty. We're going to establish justice. Okay. And you'll see this one kid is establishing the justice. They're telling you the rules. Okay. We want it to be fair. You're going to share and no pulling hair. Okay. So this is their Constitution for their trip that looks like they're taking. Okay. Establish justice means make it clear, make it fair. We're going to balance it out and share. So these guys look like they're listening. Dog is saluting. Okay, we're going to listen. We're going to not pull any hair. Okay, we're doing good. We got all our stuffs, okay? And we have a very rotund squirrel. That's a little chunker right there. I think he's trying to reach the toast here. Okay. Rotund squirrel. Okay, but we're going to be fair. We're going to share. We're going to establish justice. Okay. Okay, guys. Big words here. Ensure domestic. Domestic means at home. At home. Domestic has to do with the domicile, has to do with your home. So at home, we're going to ensure tranquility, peace on our home, in our country. Okay, at home. So here they are. The dog's just giving up. He's watching TV now. Okay, he said, y'all have fun with that. They are setting up their home. They're trying to set up the tent. Okay, so one friend is unpacking everything. I think he just got kicked in the head with a bucket or something. This friend's looking at the rope questionably. So they're trying to set up their home and make it a peaceful place. Ensure domestic tranquility. Okay, there's some big words. Oh, they did good. They got domestic tranquility. They all in there having fun. The moon is out. They're camping under the stars. And they're going to provide for the common defense. Somebody is going to stand guard. The dog is standing guard. He's saying, listen here, squirrel. Listen here, squirrel and bunny rabbit and mice. You're not getting our toast. Provide for the common defense. That means we're going to defend ourselves. We're going to keep peace at home. But if anybody comes and messes with our peaceful home, we're going to raise an army. We're going to have procedures in place in order to do that, which they didn't have under the Articles of Confederation. Because remember, this is our goal. This is our purpose in the Constitution. So there they are, their domestic tranquility, and he is providing the defense. He's manning the station saying, listen, you can't have our toast. Provide for the common defense. Promote the general welfare. Now notice them here. Okay. They all have a little place to sit. They've got lights on. There's candy wrappers and food wrappers all over the place. They've been snacking, and the dog jumped in and said, no. So promote the general welfare means we want everyone in our country to be well. We want to look out for the people in our country. So in general, we want everyone to be well, which was also established in our Declaration of Independence, that we all had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And so in the Constitution, they're trying to keep that ball rolling to make sure that people are taken care of and treated well. So even if they're a little scared of the dog and the crazy bag costume. And secure the blessings of liberty. Secure means it's safe. We fought for that freedom. And we want to make sure that we keep it. That it isn't taken from us by us fighting amongst ourselves. Because we're still a young country at this time. 1776, the Declaration of Independence. 1781 is when it ended with the Treaty of Paris. This is 1787, 6 years later. Do you think that's a long time for a country to be alive and going? No, 6 years. We are the baby. We're like the diaper wearing baby country. Britain is still mad at us. France helped us, but do you think they're not looking at us and going, how could we benefit from this? If we mess up as this little baby country, somebody's going to come and take this land from us again. At this point in time in our history, they're going to come and take this very valuable land. Remember, all this land had resources on it that no one else had. Am I bothering you? because you seem really bothered by having to sit here in my classroom. If you need to, you can just go sit in the hallway. Okay. To secure the blessings of liberty. So here they are. They're all tucked in. They got their, even the dog's got a spot and cute. They've taken off their shoes. They're yawning. They're all tucked at this one snoozing already. He's a sweep. They got their lights on. They had some cookies and some apple juice too. Okay, so secure the blessings of liberty. Now, when I first read this book, I thought, wow, they're out in the wilderness, these kids. They're in the backyard. So here's the place set in the backyard. To ourselves and our posterity. So here's where these kids that are camping in the backyard are the parents, posterity, the generations after us. So when James Madison, George Washington, Ben Franklin wrote this, they were thinking about you, that eventually you would be here. And eventually you're going to be the old farts. And there'll be some other kids sitting here. And it still means it for them too. They wanted it to last the whole time. To ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution. That means make it official. We're signing it. We're going to stand by it. We're going to agree to it. It is going to be the plan. And so that's for, here they are. There's mom and dad. Let me see if I can get it where you can see it better. There's mom and dad in the tent. But now we have zoomed out. It's not just for us at Independence Hall in Philadelphia. It's not just for these kids in that one home. It's for all of these people established out through the whole country for the United States of America. So hopefully that helps you understand some of those bigger words, seeing it with the kids. And then there he is, the dog again at the end. And the tag says, made in the USA, because the preamble is specifically American. It's our plan of government. If you're sitting here in this classroom, you are a part of the American story. So this crossword that you're going to get is that vocabulary to practice and read and see if you can complete. Secure the blessings of. Where could you find a word bank that would have the preamble? And your social studies, right? We just sang it, yeah? So I'm going to hand out this crossword and let you guys work on it. When you finish the crossword, you're going to put your name on it and turn it in, and you can pull back out your Rev 4 narrative and work on it. Deal? Okay. All right. Time is yours. Miss Berry, I'll check back in and see when we are ready to move on to the next step.
Are they working on this on their own, Mrs. Patterson? Or are they gonna,
No, they can totally work with others, but each one will get a copy.
yes, okay. We want a
Awesome.
clarification.
Yeah, no, this is just a review. I just want them to learn about our preamble today. All right, so we'll give them some time to work on that, and then we'll see what time we have left in this afternoon. I told my kids after here, this is the quote from the preamble, and after it explains what that means again, so that you can kind of review. I want you to understand what the preamble means. All right, Miss Berry, the majority of mine are about finished. If not finished, they're working on their narratives. So I'm gonna give us about 5 minutes and then I'm gonna fill out agendas. And if we do that, maybe we'll have a couple minutes to read over here if you guys would like to join us.